at Tavastia, and I'm here with talented Cherrie. Welcome to Finland.
Thank you.
This is not the first time here for you in Finland. You actually have lived here some long time ago. What was that time like, and how long ago was it?
Well, I grew up here. I lived here from basically when I was a baby until 2000. So like about 9-10 years, 9.5 maybe. And it was good. I'm very appreciative of my childhood here. There was a bit racism, but other than that, I had a good childhood, and I'm actually happy to be back home.
Why did you move to Sweden?
Well, because we moved like at the end of the 90s, and I guess my mom felt a little bit alone here because all her relatives were in Sweden, and you know, I think she felt a bit lonely and a bit unsafe because of racism and those kind of problems. But I know that after a couple of years we were like, we shouldn't have moved. But I mean, I don't know. It's good to be back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good to hear that. A lot of the articles about you say, well, they describe you as a Sweden-based Somalian or a Swedish Somalian. What do you think about those type of labels, or do you think it's necessary to use those things?
I mean, it's a part of my heritage, but I consider Finland to be a part of my heritage as well. That's why I have my Finnish nationality still. You know, I have both nationalities, Swedish and Somali and Finnish. It doesn't really bother me, but for me, it's just, I think it's important for me to remember all three of my backgrounds, because they're all a big parts of me. So yeah.
How much do those things do you use when you do your music, or how much do we hear those backgrounds from your music?
Well, in my debut album that I released not too long ago, I have a short like a cappella song on there, which is in Somali, and in the first song, in the intro, I talk about like having to go through, you know, being bullied for being black and, you know, Somali and whatnot, and out here back in the day. But I think that those are like parts of me that I haven't really talked about yet, but it's something I want to do, especially the part of me being from here, and hopefully like in the future maybe do Finnish music as well, because I feel like I have to use all of my backgrounds because that's what made me me, so it's important.
So you still remember Finnish well?
No, en mä osaa suomea niin hyvin. Mä oon unohtanut, mutta mä ymmärrän vähän ja mä puhun vähän suomea.
That sounds excellent, actually. You can definitely do music in Finnish. Let's talk about your first like the debut album, Cherrie. It came out like a few weeks ago. What was that project like?
It was amazing, just because of the fact that before I started making this album, I never really made music. I used to sing. I've always sang and I've always written music, but like never like took it seriously. When I met Leslie Tay and Ahmed Bader, my two producers, we started working together, and like it was a very bad time in my life. So making this album is what took me out of, you know, depression, and, you know, gave me hope and a goal in life. And it's really like, when you listen to the album, you can really tell that there's been a journey and that I've actually made it out as a better person. So to me, it's everything. It's my growth and hope in the album. So I'm just happy that it's out.
So, I mean, listening to the album, I don't understand much of Swedish, but I think it's like you can hear, like you said, the story behind it, the kind of a growth happening there. Was it difficult to write about personal stuff, or how did it feel?
Well, I've always been shy, which is one of the main reasons why I never like really thought I could be a musician or an artist, and that's why I never made music in the first place. But you know, talking about these things was kind of, in a way, it kind of healed me too. It's like I was you know, working through the problems that I had, and really now when I've released the music, I realized that it's helped a lot of other people as well that go through the same thing. So, like for me to make music that means something to me, I have to be personal. I have to talk about, you know, my pain and struggle, but also the hope, and you know, and if it becomes an inspiration, or if it helps someone else, then I've done, like that's the whole goal. So I'm just happy that I'm able to do that for someone. So yeah, at first it was kind of, I was very hesitant and very nervous about releasing it because it was so personal, but I'm happy that I did it because I feel like it gave me what I hoped for, so it was worth it.
On the album you have a song with Stormzy, a British rapper, grime artist.
Yeah.
How did that happen, and what was it like to work with him?
Well, basically, he came to Sweden last year for a show, and we met through our like managers, and you know, he was at our studio and he heard a couple of songs and he really liked it, especially that song. So when he went back home, he was like, please send me that song. I was like, okay, and then I sent it to him, and he was like listening to it like for a very long time, for like 7 months, and I even like saw his Snapchat where he was like listening to it in the car, and a lot of his fans were asking like, what is that song? It sounds nice, and even though they didn't understand. So I just, you know, took a risk and asked him. I was like, do you want to be on this song? And he was like, yeah, let's do this, and we did it, and it was amazing. Like, you know, like for him to be as talented and as humble as he is, and you know, the fact that he felt my music, because that's what it felt like, because he didn't understand the word, he didn't know what it was about, but he really liked the song, and that really proves to me that music is universal, you know, like there's nothing called the language barrier, because music, you know, it's feelings that you can hear. So the fact that he felt it just, you know, proved that we can do whatever we like, everything we imagine, if we just put our minds to it, and he proved that to me. So I'm just very grateful that he was on the song with me, and it's been a blessing, and hopefully we can do more stuff in the future together.
Who else would you like to work with, like big names, Swedish or from other countries?
Drake.
That's dope. That would be dope.
Yeah.
Would that be something that you think it might be possible, or? I
mean, you know, if you would have asked me, like, if Stormzy would have been on my song for like a year ago, I would have been like, what? But I think anything is possible. And, you know, like, ever since we did that song and we released the album, a lot of, you know, English and American people are actually listening to my music, and they feel it as well, even though they don't understand the word. So, like I said, I don't think language is a barrier. You know, if music is good, you can feel it. So, I don't think. But
do you think you could switch to English some point?
Yeah, that's always been a goal of mine, to do a English project as well. Not yet, because I still like writing in Swedish more, but hopefully soon. But if I would have done something with Drake, I would have hoped it could have been in Swedish, because that would have just made it, you know, that much
special.
More, yeah, more special, exactly.
So what's the next step? Like, you released your first album. What are the next steps that you're going to take as your career? Because, like you said, you haven't been doing music before this.
Yeah, basically, I'm on a tour right now, and I'm going to be touring the whole summer. And after that, or pretty soon during my tour, I'm just going to go back to the studio and keep making music, and hopefully release a new project by the end of this year. And, you know, just keep inspiring people. Like, I feel like the one thing that I wanted out of this music thing, I got that, and that's to like just inspire other, you know, young girls that never had anyone to look up to, that sings in their language, that is relatable to what's happening here in you know, Scandinavia, and just like to do music that helps people. That's it, and as long as I get to do that, I'm good. So
we also heard you rap on the Helsinki remix. Is that something that might happen also in the future?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not a rapper, and I can't rap. That was like for the fun of it, and like something I got to do with my friends that was very fun. I don't think I would ever rap, but then again, maybe you don't know. Like, you never know what happens in the studio. So, maybe.
But that song actually, I don't know, it kind of showed us here in Finland that something amazing is happening in Sweden. Like, a lot of very talented young female artists are coming out. What's happening in Sweden that it's like now all these, you know, Sivana Imam, Santeri, you, all these great artists are coming like now at the same time?
I think like we've been suppressed for so long. Women are finally learning how to take place and, you know, just like take what's, you know, what they deserve. And even for me, like before I started doing this album, I had been like in the studio maybe 5 or 6 times. I had never written in Swedish before. I used to write in English. So, you know, taking that journey in like 2 years' time, and now I'm a producer, I'm a writer, I'm a, you know, an artist and everything. And I see that all these other girls are like taking control of their talent and just, you know, being bosses, because that's what they're meant to do. And I'm happy about it. And what I hope for the future would be that we could even, like, you know, open the borders between Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, and, you know, expose our music to everyone, like Finnish artists to Sweden and Swedish artists to Norway, and, you know, so that we can everywhere use this energy of female empowerment. That would be dope.
Yeah, like we used to, like back when I was younger, when Fintelligence and Peter came out, they did something together. There were actually a couple of songs, and that was just dope, but nothing that big has happened since then.
Not
between
really.
Finnish and Swedish artists.
And that's too bad, because I feel like there's a lot of people here that are thirsty for new good music, and there's a lot of people, same in Norway, same in Denmark and Sweden, and, you know, there's a lot of good music coming out of here. There's a lot of good music coming out of all these countries, and we're so close to each other and close in like culture and everything. So why wouldn't we, you know, be more open to each other, so we can, you know, just inspire each other and do great music.
We also heard that you might be working on a Finnish version of Tapanja with Paleface. Is that happening?
I'm not sure. I'm hoping for it to happen. I would be happy if that happened. I don't know if I can talk about it, but hopefully.
That was maybe a rumor. That's what we heard, because we just loved Tapanja in Radio Helsinki. We've been playing it non-stop since it came out. So when we heard that there might be a Finnish version coming out, it was like, damn, that's dope. So
but yeah, definitely, and Paleface has, like, he's in the mix as well. I hope it happens. Like, I would really love for that to happen, and even like after that to make something like other songs in Finnish. And maybe write something with Paleface. He can help me because my Finnish is not that good. But yeah, definitely. But it's my first time here, you know. I'm just happy to be back home and to perform here, come here like as a new artist and a new person, and to be able to perform here and to be releasing music here in Finnish would be a dream. So.
Yeah, that's great. You have a short performance today at Radio Helsinki's birthday party, but then you will be back this summer, June, in Sideways Festival.
Yeah.
Do you have like something special for that gig, or how do you feel about that? Summer festivals, they're always different.
It's a blessing to be a part of it. I'm happy to come home and actually have a full-length show as well. But we do have a couple of surprises coming up, definitely.
I think that was it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.